front of the media, you've been criticizing about his passing. He wins MVPs, and he's never top 5 in ESPN's top 10 rankings. Never top 5. He can't throw the ball. He can't throw the ball. All that stuff, right? And he had the second highest QB rating in NFL history. That's crazy, bro. That is crazy. So I think he ready this year, though. I'm a big Lamar fan. At times I get, Flock Nation and stuff sometimes. You got to talk trash. But I root for Lamar. I want to see Lamar do well, And I called it. I said that Josh Allen going to have his best MVP case this year, but I don't think he deserves it, though.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserves it. It's the name.
It's the name. Terrible. My bad, Carl. I thought it was Christmas. I feel like y'all beat them around the holidays.
They beat them the Saturday before Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. That's what it was. Yeah. I know it was around the holidays where they beat the Steelers. Mm-hmm. But last topic of the day before we get to these pick'ems, Joe. Oh my goodness, man! I saw your tweets. This is my first time being able to sit across from you to talk about this, man. I wasn't able to catch the show. I was not able to catch the show. So this is my first time actually hearing your reaction live to what happened to your boy Mike Brown, man.
Ooh.
I know y'all got off to a slow start this season. It's not what the organization expected. It's not what the fan base expected. I don't think it's what the players expected.
Nah, man.
Got off to an extremely slow start. And the Kings, in the process of this slow start, decided, you know what, Mike Brown, even though we just gave you an extension like 6 months ago, you got to go. It's you. You the problem. You the issue. You got to go, man. Get out of Sacramento. Go find a job elsewhere.
Dang.
So, Joe, for the fans here on Unfazed, man, the Kings, man, y'all see the Kings logo on the back? Y'all see the light the beam in the background right there, right? Y'all see it. Y'all know. Kings Talk himself. If y'all ain't seen the pod, check it out. Highly recommend. JJ, Joe Jordan, what is your reaction to the Kings firing your head coach, Mike Brown?
I was surprised. I was astonished.
Everybody was.
I was flabbergasted. I was dumbfounded. All the words you could think about, that was me. It was crazy. It caught me off guard. I wasn't home or nothing. I was out, and then Dave, I found out through Dave because I was on my phone. He texted me, y'all fired Mike Brown. I'm like, what? He did a press conference. I just literally watched the video of him doing the press conference. Like, what's going on? Like at the practice. Like that's crazy. What I didn't like about the firing, AJ, is that how they did it. I feel like they had no manners. These dudes let this man run a whole practice, sit at the practice, go through a press conference. And in the press conference, somebody asked him about his job security. And he said he not really worried about that. At these times, this when you really see who's on your side, who's in the foxhole with you. He's saying all the stuff, how the organization together, he praising them out. Leaves practice, go home, get changed, grab his suitcase, get in the Uber, limo, whatever he's in. He's on the way to the airport, and he gets a phone call. Like, bro, I was just at the facility. You gonna give me a phone call? And you tell me I'm fired? And now the team on the plane, they like, the plane getting delayed, and they like, who the next coach? And they found out on the plane, Doug Christie is gonna be the interim coach. That's what I didn't like about the move. It showed no class. It showed no respect to what Mike Brown did for this organization. AJ, we went 16 years, man. 16 years. I'm talking about somebody having a Sweet 16 with their whole life without the Kings making the playoffs. He changed that. Not only he did that, AJ, he was the only head coach in NBA history to win the Coach of the Year award unanimous. He was the unanimous winner, AJ. Now, granted, the next year we fell back some because we were the most healthy team the first year he was there. I would say that. We had some injuries the second year, then we fell down a little bit. And then this year, we get all to a slow start. We're talking about 12 and 17. You went and got the biggest free agent that the Kings ever signed in Kings history. And we start off 12 and 17. What's going on? And then we just fire him. Now, to let everybody know, right? Right? I agree. Everything Mike Malone said about
I
how
do
they
too.
fired him. I agree
Honestly, I do
everything he
too.
said. So now, I was changing thought. So here, all right. Here's the first straw. We get swept by Lakers. He gets fired on the way to LA, by the way. Who's on the way to go play? And then we lost that game. And then, by the way, Doug Christie is 2-1 since being with us, by the way. So shout out to Doug Christie. All right. But Mike Brown, his record with us, he's 107 and 88.
Mm-hmm.
Got us to a playoff game, all that good stuff. But here's here's the thing. Now, I thought the owner stepped in and did it, but no, the owner didn't do that. The GM, Monty McNair, made the decision to fire him. So that's what I was shocked about, because I like Monty McNair. Monty McNair always said we're going to be patient but aggressive at the same time. I felt like that firing was not being patient at all. And then you're going to put dots together, right? De'Aaron Fox contract is coming up, right? He could be a free agent this year. He could have signed all season, but he like, I need to make all NBA to get the Supermax, which we all understand, right? And you hear the game before he got fired, we played the Detroit Pistons. Mike Brown, y'all know what? I don't know if y'all know what happened. Detroit was down the whole game. They made a comeback. And then De'Aaron Fox, down by 3. Fouls. Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey, y'all. Not Hardaway. Not who the other dude was cooking us. I can't think of his name right now.
K Cunningham?
Not K. Oh my gosh. Carr got me. Oh my goodness. I can't think right now. But another 3-point shooter. He had like 3 threes in the fourth quarter. You fouled Jaden Ivey. You close out on a 3. You foul him. And not only he ties the game up with an and 1 Malik Beasley. Not only ties the game up, he gets a free throw to win the game, AJ. We lose. Mike Brown comes out in the press conference. You can't do that. You can't. He's right. You can't close out a 3-point shooter when you're up by 3. You don't do that because you can foul him. You don't do that. He's right. But then it's funny, somebody DM me and they sent me that, right? And he said, this is probably why he got fired. I said, yeah, but he always do that. He always hold the players accountable in the press conference. And he said, oh, you trying to tell me he always called his team out and don't point the finger to himself. I was like, I mean, he does do that. You know what I mean? He always take accountability too. But at the end of the day, it's an NBA, AJ. It's a superstar league. People are sensitive. They don't want to be hold accountable. Fox did come out and say it's BS that he had nothing to do with the situation. But come on, bro. Right after he make a comment like that, you get fired. And if you hear De'Aaron Fox press conference after talk about the firing, he don't sound bad for Mike Brown at all. He don't sound bad. He does sound like he had no idea. I got the news with y'all, but I went to sleep on the plane. Like it looked like he didn't care, bro. And then news came out that he asked DeMar DeRozan to come on the bench. And DeMar DeRozan wasn't having that. Like, he basically didn't like that. So it sounded like the players and the relationship between the players and Mike Brown was not going well. And Monty McNair made a panic move, and I believe, and just fired him early in the season without them trying to work it out. I just giving him an extension. So
I saw Fox tweet that it was no real issue between them or something along them lines. I had to go back and find the tweet.
He said it's BS. He said, he said he went on real issue with them, all that stuff, which I could kind of believe. But like when I heard his press conference, AJ, I didn't feel no sympathy at all for Mike Brown. I didn't feel like he was like, oh man, like that's tough. Like it was like, yeah, I found out a minute before y'all. So what you doing? So how was the plane ride? I mean, the plane ride got delayed because we got to figure out who next coach was. When they announced it was Doug Christie, it was a normal plane ride. I went to sleep. I'm like, dang, like, you know, it was me. I'm like, man, Mike Brown, he taught me so much. He was this and that. It was like, it wasn't that like that. So that's how I feel like.
But then he demanded a trade, though, right?
No, he didn't demand a trade. They went. No, he didn't demand a trade.
Okay.
He went to the front office to let them know, like, yo, what's going on? Like, what y'all doing? Like, are we gonna make a move or what? Like, come on, bro. We 12 and 17. So you know, Rich Paul, he like to stir up stuff, bro. He gonna. That's what happened, basically.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
To put some pressure on the Kings, which I think is part of the firing. So, do I like the firing, AJ? You know, I don't like the timing, but I'm always the type of guy that I try to trust the GM. I try to trust the GM because maybe it's something that's going on that I don't know. And before we hired Mike Brown, I came on Refuse to Lose, and I said I wanted to promote Doug Christie as a head coach. I wanted Doug Christie to be our head coach because I remember he was the interim coach for a little bit before we brought it in. Before we brought up Gentry, and he came on the press conference after winning the game, I believe, and said, "I have unfinished business here." When he said that, I saw in his eyes. I was like, "Yo, he was here through the good times. He know what it is to win in Sacramento, and he didn't finish the job. He said, I got unfinished business. I'm like, I want him to be the head coach." So I believe learned a lot from Mike Brown. The Kings, they are 2-1. We beat the Mavericks. We beat the 76ers also. So let's see what happens. So I don't have an answer. Do I like it? I don't like how it happened, but let's see what happens with Doug Christie.
Interesting. Bro, when the news first broke, like you said, I had a similar reaction. I'm like, yo, what? Bruh. One thing I don't like, the NFL is different than the NBA. It's a lot different. In the NFL, you got like 17, 18 games to figure it out. In the first few games of the season, like first 4 or 5 weeks, okay, we need to make a quick move. We only got like 12 games left to make the playoffs or make a run, whatever the case may be. In the NBA, bro, you got 80-something odd games, 82, 81 games in the season, bro. You fired this man 31 games in. My take on it, bro, is what you said earlier. The lack of patience for a guy who was 107 and 88. The lack of patience for a guy you just re-signed 6 months ago. The lack of patience for a guy that's led y'all to the playoffs for the first time in how many years, Joe? You might know. 16 years. This is the head coach that got y'all to the playoffs. The lack of patience. Give the man, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd have given him the year to figure it out. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'd have given him the whole year. I'm gonna give you a chance to figure this out. Now, if the season go downhill the whole year, then all right, bro, we're gonna have to have some conversations at that point. But 31 games in, it's along the same lines. I had this conversation with, shout out to RBO Vine, shout out to him, plugging his show. I had this conversation with him a while ago. Everybody makes these bold statements and make these bold moves super early in NBA seasons, bro. It's like, give stuff time to develop. All of a sudden, everybody got more potential than Anthony Edwards. It's crazy. But nevertheless, we come to these conclusions so fast, bro. It's not even All-Star break yet. Bruh, they just got a major piece. They just got a major piece in DeMar DeRozan. It takes time to build that chemistry. It takes time to figure these things out. You're going to have players that rip with the coach during this process at this time. You're going to have those type of moments, bro. And like you said, I'm glad you brought up the Pistons game, which kind of, I think, was maybe the cherry on top of all of this. Bruh, De'Aaron Fox, that was a bonehead play from a smart player, a player I like a lot. But that was just a silly play. And I can't fault Mike Brown at all for coming into a lot of times we see head coaches and guys up top come on and take responsibility. I should have coached better. I should have did this better. And when you watch the game, it's like, bro, it ain't your fault, bro. He just didn't do what he was supposed to do on the court. Like, you can literally see sometimes a coach's reaction to a player not doing something the coach told him to do. And they on the bench, they flipping themselves, they mad. Then after the game, I should have coached him better. I should have taught him to do this a little better. Maybe I should have put him in position. Yeah, Sirianni. I should have put him in better position. No, bro. Jalen just threw a bad pick in the red zone. You ain't tell him to do that. You didn't tell him to do that. And it's the same thing in this situation. You told this man, y'all down 3. We not closing out on nobody. And what did he do? He was caught cheating a little bit. He wasn't too far off him, but far off of Ivy enough. Got caught trying to cheat off the, helping in help coverage. Got back too late. Jaden Ivey made a good play, hit a 3-point shot. It was really a flukish play, but it happened. You don't even put yourself in position to allow flukish things like that to happen if you listen to coach. And it cost you a game. And Mike Brown said, look, I'm not taking this. Dog didn't listen at the end of the day. So I could kind of see why, Fox would be like, man, I just moved on. It was what it was. You shouldn't have that attitude towards the coach that helped you become what you are, bro. You shouldn't have that attitude towards a coach that really helped you step into what you are as a basketball player, that really helped y'all step into the playoffs and, make noise. He's helped your growth. He's helped Sabonis' growth. I think over time he'd have helped DeMar DeRozan. Asking DeMar to come off the bench is a lot. I'm not going to lie. If that's true, that's a lot. But at the end of the day, bro, they should have given him time to figure this out, bro. Like, I just think the firing was unnecessary. It was way too early. And honestly, bro, like, the fact that all of these coaches came out and spoke on I didn't even speak on how the firing happened. I let you touch on that. But the fact that all of these coaches came out and spoke on how the firing happened, how unprofessional it was, how you didn't even have the boss to talk to the man while he was in the office and, while he was in the building. You waited till he was in the car, then you called him. The players was on the team playing before they could take off. Y'all, we don't have a head coach. Who's going to be the next head coach? Like, bro, it don't get no more unprofessional than that, bro. Like, and that makes the situation look even worse. Now, I mean, you got Doug Christie in there now. Thank God y'all had a good replacement, but somebody else that wasn't him, if y'all had to go get a head coach, maybe they looking at that position like, I don't know if I want to coach them, bro. So thank God y'all got Doug Christie. I do think he's going to be pretty good. But, man, I thought it was horrible, bro. The man just won Coach of the Year. I'll pass it back to you, Joe. I'm real big on resume. I'm real big on what you've done. What have you done? I know the sports is what have you done for me lately, but you get to a point with me where it's like, once I've seen you do certain stuff, you get a longer leash with me.
Yes.
You get a longer leash. I've seen you be Coach of the Year unanimously. I've seen you get us to the playoffs. I've seen you get us out of rough patches. I've seen you help us get back in playoff series when maybe we didn't think we had a shot. I've seen that. So I'm going to give you a longer leash than somebody who I haven't seen do the same stuff. I feel the same way about players. Once I've seen you be an all-star or win a championship or, do certain things, you had a couple bad games, you're off to a tough start, I'm going to give you a pass for a while. That's not to say you stay in that funk, but I'm trusting, given what you've already done, eventually you're going to figure it out. And I think eventually Mike would have figured it out. But they gave up on him too soon, man. Like I said, we'll see how good Doug Christie does. But I just think it was crazy, bro. I really do. I think it was crazy.
Crazy. Tom was funny. What's up with Joe teams and getting text messages? Ben Johnson sent a text on the plane. And
that's tough.
But here's the thing, AJ. Like, so we are 6th in offensive rating, 8th in field goal percentage. 3rd in free throw percentage. We were last year. That's all Mike Brown. And we are 5th in taking care of the ball and turnovers given up. The issue, we are 25th in three-point shooting. Is that Mike Brown's fault? Bruh. Our starting lineup is De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan, Domantas Sabonis, Keegan Murray, and then we insert Malik Monk. Malik Monk shooting good from 3. Keegan Murray's not shooting good. He's getting wide open threes. Bro,
making it up.
One thing I didn't like about Mike Brown this year, in the previous year, when we played the Golden State Warriors in the playoffs, Davion Mitchell was giving Steph Curry a run for his money. Steph Curry was still getting his 30, but he worked so hard for that 30. But in Game 7, he put Terrence Davis on Steph Curry, and Davion Mitchell wasn't even in the game, and Steph drops 50. Never understood that right there. This year, Keon Ellis is a big contributor to us. He's a two-way player. He's shooting over 40% from 3, one of our better three-point shooters in our team. And he's like, his minutes are like up and down, up and down. I'm like, why is his minutes up and down? He's a solid defender. He's probably our best on-ball defender in our team. And on top of that, he's one of our best three-point shooters. He's actually making the threes. So, like, sometimes rotations, he played with his rotations too much. That's my only downside. When we brought in Sasha last year, I kept raising him up like Sasha. We oversee. He's an underrated free agent. His minutes were so inconsistent. It's ridiculous because he wasn't a great defensive player. We knew that when we signed him. We knew that. I said he's going to be like a Stojakovic. Stojakovic was not a great defender. He's an awesome shooter, though. But he was not getting no opportunities. He was not, AJ. Like, and then after 1 year, he was gone. And we brought in I can't think of his name right now. I'm losing. Can't think of his name. We bought Doug McDermott.
Mm.
You know, basically replace him. Like, come on, bro. Like Sasha won MVP in the Euro League. Came here, he was cashing, but he wasn't consistent. You gotta have a certain rhythm when you're playing like that. You know what I mean? So that's my only thing about Mike Brown. But like you said, he earned the right to fix the problem.
Yep.
It has to do something with De'Aaron Fox because he's a free agent this year, AJ.
Mm.
He's a free agent. That's the only reason why he would get fired right now. That's the only reason why it's urgent because Rich Paul just talked to these boys and then he gets fired. Come on, man. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. Why else do you fire somebody? Because in this league, you're going to choose to play over the coach any day. Any day. That's how it is nowadays. Unless you got a Pat Riley back in the day, a Phil Jackson. No, you keeping Kobe over Phil Jackson. But you get what I'm saying, though.
Kobe, you might keep Shaq over Phil prime
Exactly.
in his prime. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's players over coaches any day. The NFL is different. But NBA, players over coach.
Yep. They got too much to do with winning games, man. It's only, 10 players on the court at the same time?
Come on, man. And then, and De'Aaron Fox, bro, he could be better. He could be better. He went through that stretch when he dropped 60. He was cooking. But De'Aaron Fox ain't consistent himself, man. That same game against Detroit, he had 1 point in the first half. One! Come on, man. Last year, my bad, last year, the only reason we did not make the playoffs because of De'Aaron Fox. He went through a stretch for a month and a half when I couldn't even recognize this dude, bro. I remember I was on King's Talk like, yo, is he hurt? He not talking to the media or nothing. We played the Orlando Magic one day, and Paulo went crazy, had like a 40-point triple-double. Malik Monk carried us that game, and Fox was out there as like a decoy. I'm like, this man got to be hurt. I can't even recognize what's going on. He's like in this funk. But he wasn't hurt. He wasn't talking to the media or nothing. I'm like, so come on, man. He's
gotta be better, bro. No matter the coach, man, you gotta go out there and ball. You gotta play the game, man.
Come on, bro.
Man, you was geeked about this season. Y'all got DeMar, like, man, you was geeked. Like, man, this gonna be the year, boy. I'm geeked. I got the Commanders, I got the Kings. We good. And like, man, at least the Commanders doing their thing. At least the Commanders doing their thing.
I could never have fun on both sides, bro.
Man, you preaching to the choir because it's the same way with me, bro. Same way with me, bro. They never good at the same time. Except for like 2022. Actually, that's the year the Lakers went to the conference finals and the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, but neither one of them got the mission done. So I ended up heartbroken either way. But that was the one time they both been good at the same time, bro.
I remember one time, Javon, my brother, he had Steelers fair. They won the Super Bowl. Orlando Magic lost to the Lakers, and North Carolina won the national championship. He was a UNC fan. I'm like, man, he must be nice. All right, man. Let's get to these quick ones, man.
Yes, sir.